Hello friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Jess and I'm so glad that you are joining me today because we are going to be doing a reading journal spread, reading planner spread. For my new viewers, for my returning viewers, thank you guys so much for your support. I really appreciate it. So I keep promising a video flipping through my reading journal, and right now I have set that goal for October, to do by the end of October, have it basically recorded by November 2nd so I can be able to post it for my reading journal. But I am going to share with you today kind of where I'm at in it so you can kind of see why it's taking so long. Also, I have a stack of books because I do want to kind of chat about books, but we will talk about that more as I go to set up my weekly spread. So first of all, we are also going to just kind of go through this because I think I'm going to make some changes to it. So first of all, yearly reading challenge, that one's a yes. Genre tracker needs to be updated. As you see, I've last done it in August. And also the yearly reading challenge, I'm like 13 books behind, which isn't that many books because honestly, my reading has gone down. Reading tracker last time was end of July. Kindle, it's so hard to say because I hardly ever use my Kindle. And then end of July. So on this, I never even got to do, but I'm going to be taking this out, but I'm not going to trash it. Because I do want to save that for future. My TBR shelf, I'm behind on, but this one I can actually be able to update right now. I feel like this is probably one of the easier ones to update. I probably need to update it with like books as I get them, but unfortunately I haven't been. The way that I look at it, if I was to update it with the books that I'm reading, I may have to be honest with myself about the books that I'm buying. And why would we want to do that? Okay, we're going to do that one. One thing I do plan on doing in the upcoming weeks is going through my bookshelves and being like, is there any books that are years old that I will probably never read? So I may end up getting rid of a bunch of books. Okay, so I did read It's Not Summer Without You. That was a physical that is now off, that is now finished on my TBR shelf. I know it hasn't been a lot. Oh, Rewitched was one. So far we are at 2. And then I have a lot of books that I wanted to read this year that just didn't happen. Okay, one thing I will have to do is I will have to update it with the books that I've recently read. Because I'm just kind of feel like that there's going to be a lot of books. So I think that's something that I'm going to have to do as I'm updating, and that's probably where I'm going to stop. One thing that I feel like I should kind of put on like my reminder list is making sure that I update this when I buy books. I feel like that would be like the responsible thing. I am going to stop using the monthly TBR sheet. Again, this is just something that I haven't been updating. Like I literally have my piles of books that I kind of designate each month. I just don't write it down. What I have been doing, and I did not do it for October, but I need to, is that I've been taking a picture of the books, of like the physical books that I want to read. Monthly arcs, while I love this idea, it's just not a reasonable option for me, mainly because I haven't been doing a ton of arcs. So I'm going to stop using this for 2025, but what I want to do is I want to figure out a different way that I can be able to track my arcs, because for 2026, I would like to get back into that more. I would like to get it more into the Kindle reading. So that's a plan. the books read, again, I am so behind in that. And I'm going to continue this into 2026, but as I've been also thinking about this, it's also been figuring out what do I want to use in 2026 moving forward. And this is one I'm definitely going to do. This is one that I'm not. I love this idea. I truly, truly do. But I feel like this is not a reasonable option for somebody who reads as many books as I do. So I will be taking these out for the rest of the year. And I think what I'm going to do, instead of having like one big bookshelf, I think I'm going to have monthly bookshelves. So kind of just some ideas. My book club reads, this one will be updated because this one I love. I think what I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to kind of change up the page because I love the idea of having this, but I have more lines than books. So I want to kind of change up like my bookshelf. But we're keeping that. Those will just be updated. For some reason, I had an extra August reading bingo in here. We don't know why. My book of the month has to be completely replaced. So I had a problem with May, and one of the problems with the stickers and the paper is that it's really difficult to just peel it off. So I just decided that it just makes a little bit more sense to really just reprint and redo the whole thing. So I'm putting this right here. I have to go through and reprint out some of these photos because I realized that I printed it out for May because that's the book that's being replaced. I read this book in June. So replace May, and I did July, August, September, but I didn't do the rest of the year. So I need to print out those photos before I can do that. Oh, and I'm also going to also have my traveling ARC pages. So I printed out the photos of the books that I've done, and I actually print out a second one because I knew that I needed it. And I am just going to plan on updating this. So this is actually going to go after my book club reads. With this, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of do similar to what I'm going to be changing the book club reads to. I think I may like separate the lined from the bookshelf so I can kind of have like two different ways of doing it. But I think I also want to create like a more simplistic bookshelf as well so I can decide how do I want to use it. So those will be updated. Book of the month, that one I already talked about. So 25 and 25, I can just really quickly go through and update this. I had to find my... I realized I probably should just leave this nearby. Okay, so I read Rewitched. This was, I think it was like a 4-star. It was cute. And so this one, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 more books for my 12 and 12. So I should make those a priority. I will do that for November and December. A to Z challenge. I will update my 2025 goals. You know what? This was an idea, but apparently I suck at it. So I'm taking it out. I'm giving myself a win to remove that. And then my top book of 2025, again, I messed up May. So I am just going to take this. I'm just going to be replacing it all. And again, I need to reprint these because I didn't. I'm also going to be changing up the bracket for 2026 too. So I want to have the bracket. I don't like how I have this set up. So I have an idea, and I'm actually going to really quickly go ahead and write these down because I am the queen of forgetting, and I would really not forget what I want to do. I can't find any of my pens either, so that's a highlighter. Okay, here though. Like I was looking for this everywhere and I couldn't find it. It was literally sitting right next to me. We will use, so I bought these dual color pens. These are gel pens from Barnes & Noble. They're by Rytec. I love them so much. Okay, so this is I've I'm just going to be doing this. I'm going to kind of go through and make a list of kind of how I talked about like some of the pages that I wanted to change. So TBR bookshelf is staying the same. Books read is staying the same. Book club reads. This is going to be updated. And the traveling arc is going to be updated. I am going to be keeping the book of the month the same for next year because I do like this. 25 and 25 will be kept the same, and a lot of those books will be moved over to 26. I like my 12 and 12. A to Z challenge. I like you. You frustrate me, though. The top year bracket, I will know what I mean by that. So I want to change that bracket, and I'm going to make a note that I want to make it be vertical instead of horizontal. And then I think I'm going to revisit the goals. I don't know. A lot of these pages, I want to kind of change them up. My books read. Create a monthly bookcase, monthly bookshelf, because I like that idea. And I may do both where it's like yearly for like the bookshelf and then monthly for the bookshelf. But we'll see. So the 2025 goals, I want to change up this goals page. A lot of my pages, I want to kind of like give them more of a professional look. I'm just gonna make myself a note. All of these are being updated, but I don't know why I wanted to do that. Books read is gonna be changed to monthly, and then oh my gosh, I figure out how I can do the arcs. I feel like for the arcs, I kind of need. I need to figure that out. Like, do I even want to use that next year, or is it just something that I don't know? I even want to kind of like. I have an idea for a TBR page. So TBR, like if I were to do it by monthly, what if I just design a book stack? Like book stack that goes for like a single page, like big books. I think that could work. That sounds fun to me. Okay, so then we've got that one. And then the yearly review, again, I want to update that. I like the idea. I want to change what it looks like. The wrap-up pages, I think, are going to stay the same because I really, really like these wrap-up pages. What I would like to make is I would like to make a page that can go in between. So kind of similar how I did this, but I want it to be like full over. That way you can kind of have like the ability to turn it into a Dutch door. But it can just basically be used in addition to the wrap-up pages. Because there were some times that I found myself reading more books than what I could fit. And I feel like 12 is usually like the limit to what I can fit. So what I may also do is I may kind of give like some guides, some guidelines. And I think if I just say like Dutch door add-on, I will know what I'm referring to. Okay, so I still have to do September. I think August was done. I still have to do September, which is not bad. Like I feel like my wrap-up pages are actually pretty good. Now for the planner, I love the planner, but I would like to have like, I think I almost want to have like a mini that goes in it. Okay, so hold on. I want like a mini size page that I can just fit in with the TBR, with the arcs that publish. Oh my gosh. Okay, so hold on. So monthly planner add-in. You guys are like giving me all these ideas. Just doing this video is giving me these ideas. TBR, we could do a books read because that could be like used in place of a monthly wrap up. ARC publish. Oh my goodness. Bookish events. Okay, hold on. I have these ideas and I love it. Okay, so January's done. February is done. March, April, May, June, July. See, look, I did a photo and I love that photo. And it's just, so that's what I want to do each time. And so, yeah, so I could kind of like, I could design like the page kind of similar to that. I did it for August. Oh, I did it for September. I just didn't print out the photo, but I do have to update September. I have to update August. I think July is completely updated, but I will have to check that. And then I did not do anything for October, but October, my planner weekly is all updated. Now, this is how October has been. So the last book that I finished just so happened to be on September 27th. And then I did not finish a book last week. Wait a minute. I did finish a book last week. I finished it on Saturday. I have to print out the photo. And it was an audiobook. That is how my reading has been, but that's okay because we had The Life of a Showgirl release and my beloved Ghost and Me. We had The Life of a Showgirl release, you guys. This is where my life has been. Okay. I had to be careful for which cover that I showed because some of them are probably not YouTube appropriate. So I am getting back into reading. So let's talk about doing my weekly spread. I've got these adorable stickers from Caffeine Queens. I am loving her stickers lately. And the books that I have planned to read this week is Butcher and Blackbird. I have already read this. And as you see, I bedazzled my copy of it and it is also signed. So this I'm actually going to be doing on audio because it is for my local book club. So since I've already read the physical, I was told do the audio. So that's what I am planning on doing. I would like to maybe I'm kind of thinking towards the end of the week, read We'll Always Have Summer by Jenny Han. So my intention was to basically read each book and then watch the season on Amazon. So I have read book 1 and I watched season 1 of The Summer I Turned Pretty. I read book 2, but I have not watched season 2. So I need to watch season 2 this week. And then it's going to be reading book 3 and watching season 3 and then probably just watching all together. Mainly because when I read a book that has a movie or a TV show, I like to compare and contrast what's different. So that has been kind of the goal. For book club, for my virtual book club, I just started Play Nice by Rachel Harrison. I've already done the audio, which was absolutely phenomenal. This was such a fun book. I loved this book. So I am super excited to actually read the physical version. And Rachel Harrison, I feel like her books can be read fast. And then I am currently also reading One Bad Night and Other Stories, which is an Aardvark Book Club exclusive. It's basically a compilation of short stories that were written for them by several authors. So Kay Chronister, Del Sandine, Kylie Lee Baker, Rachel Harrison, which CJ Lead, Jennifer Thorne, S.A. Barnes, and Stephen Graham Jones. I have read 2 of them so far. So what I'm basically doing is I'm basically reading one of the books. I try to kind of set it to where I can read it 1 a night. So I've gotten 2 done. The first one was Two Observers of the Slaughter Rites on Gannett Island by Kay Chronister, and this one was interesting. And then the second one was My Lithopedia by Del Sandine, which this was like just interesting, just really, really interesting stories. You can only get this from Aardvark Book Club. They are like a monthly book subscription service. They offer usually about 6 books a month, different genres, but they do lean heavily towards the horror thriller type. So when they announced this, I was like, oh, I'm intrigued. Have to read that one. And so far, I am not disappointed. So definitely go sign up for Aardvark. I don't have a referral code anymore. But I think that they usually have a code to get like a $5 or like your first book for $5, or that may be like a long-standing offer. If it's code only, I will drop the code in the description or in the video. So definitely go check them out. But yeah, so those are the books that I'm on goal. My goal is to read this week. So let's go ahead and start setting this up. I am just kind of like, I don't know how much I'm going to get read, but I'm going to try. So I am going to try to avoid like putting anything in this middle row because I want my reading to be productive. We will see how productive it is. And I think, so when I'm putting down the little ghosts, I'm trying to be like super intentional with where they are going. This little part right here is like our bookshelf area. So I will be writing in my TBR for the week right here. So far, I absolutely love these little stickers. Like stickers like this. Okay, now also I swear I love how she cuts her stickers. Like she cuts so close to the design, even though it's white paper. You don't have a ton of the light. So I will probably never get over the fact that she does that. Like that is enough to keep me ordering from her shop. Okay, so I would kind of also want to put, okay, we're going to put him right there. I may kind of journal, like where I don't have a book to put in. I think I'm going to try to journal. Okay, I would love to be able to put this like behind him. That would be so cute. For a second, I couldn't remember where I put my tweezers, but I think I've got some in this. I've been trying to use like my little Gilmore Girls pen case to kind of like hold like the ones that I'm actively using for my planners, and also putting my tweezer, like one of them, because I have 2 pairs of tweezers, and also keeping like tweezers in there so that way I will always have them with me. Okay, so we're gonna put this little cobweb up here. Oh my God. So I still have room to write the books. So that turned out so cute though. And then I'm just gonna kind of, where do I want to put this like over here. That is so stinking cute. So yeah, I think what I'm going to do, and this is kind of like what I need to, I really need to make sure that I'm dedicating time each day to actually updating my planner. And sometimes I will just wait until the end of the week for my reading journal to do that. And I'm like, I really shouldn't be. I should be updating it every single day. So that's my new goal, is to make sure that I am a lot more productive when it comes to updating my planners. But yeah, so what I'm going to do when I go to update Monday, I'm going to do some journaling. And when I record my next video, which is going to be for the next week, for the following week, then I will give you an update for how it's going. And hopefully it'll be better than expected. We'll see. Okay, so since a lot of these are like smaller stickers, I feel like it's really easy to just kind of put them around the spread without taking away too much. We're going to put this right there. The skull is reading a book on skulls. The last one that I have is this right here, and I'm not really sure where to put it. Unless I do it like up here just to kind of, oh my gosh, I'm so nervous about this because I feel like I'm about to tear this. But it's okay. I still love like how she has that super close cut, but you have to make sure that you are using tweezers. Let's just put it that way. Okay, so boop, 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 and boop. Okay. That's cute. That is super cute. And then we're just going to put the last of the bat, and then we're going to put some stars around. And then I will have an empty sticker sheet. I really don't like if I'm doing a spread, I will make a solid attempt at using every single sticker on the sheet, because usually for me, if there is like a couple little stickers left over, it's not always a guarantee that I'm going to use it on a different spread. So it's like, it's kind of just better for me to finish up the sheet and then be done with it. Putting little stars there. And then I think we're just going to put like the last 4 on this side. I'm going to bundle up some of the stars and make it look like that there's 2, but I do want, you could put the other one right there, I guess. And then a last one is super small, so I like pairing like the little small ones with the big ones. I think that this turned out so stinking cute. So if you are unfamiliar with how I kind of like use this, I'm going to show you. I'm going to go ahead, update Monday to kind of show you how I do it. So I have 3 colors that I use for my books. I use I don't have the English version, but this is just like a pale blue zebra liner. It's like a pastel blue. This is a pastel purple, and I have a pastel yellow, which I have to find. Here we go. I think next year I'm going to change the colors, and instead of doing yellow, we're going to do blue, purple, and pink. But anyways, this year I'm using 3 colors: pastel yellow, pastel purple, pastel blue, and basically each color is meant to represent a type of reading that I do. So I use, and this I will put in my planner just to always have like that reminder there. I use blue for physical. I use yellow for Kindle, and then I use purple for audio. And that also corresponds with my reading trackers that are in the beginning of my journal. So when I read a book, so for instance, on Monday, I read, wait, it is Monday. I thought today was Tuesday. Okay, anyways, that's fine. Also, I need a black pen. I don't want to use blue anymore in my planner. That is blasphemy. Oh my goodness. Also, here's my other tweezers. So for instance, today I've read Play Nice. Okay, since I only have one book that I can update for Monday, we're actually going to go back to last week and update for Sunday. So on Sunday, I read One Bad Night. And I just did the wrong color. That was supposed to be blue. Sometimes that happens as well. Okay. And then I did do an audiobook where I started Butcher and Blackbird. I maybe did 15 minutes, but that's fine. So yeah, so I use blue when I do a regular book and then purple when I do a Kindle. I have so many days where I literally just didn't read because of the fact that I was too enthralled in the music. Sometimes, like, my intent is to usually write down the books that I'm reading down there, but sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. And then when I do finish a book, it goes down the middle. And then if I have like to-dos or something that I want to do, like let's go to September. So like September, I had kind of set myself a reminder to do a couple things. I like to do that on the left side. Yeah. Some weeks in my planner are more complete than others. Some weeks I updated it after the fact. Some weeks I actually updated it every single day, and that's kind of usually what you'll see here. So yeah, so this is October. Like I said, I will plan on updating it. I'm going to make it a point to update every single day. So at the end of the night tonight, I will journal and then update if I do any other reading. And I'll do that every single day. And I think down here is where I'm going to write in the 4 books that are kind of my goal. And maybe I'll like color them in if I finish the book. And then the next video that you guys see will be the 20th through the 26th. So if you have any questions, if you have read any of these books that I'm reading, let me know. Let me know your thoughts about them. But thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this. Thumbs up, subscribe, click the notification bell, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe and enjoy the next video.